Hey everyone, Pupsker here, and I wanted to talk about Endgame in Warframe. At this point, Warframe doesn't really have an endgame. The point of Warframe, literally in its entirety, is to just play the game, have a good time, farm up everything in the game, and do a lot of damage and build up your mods to have cool builds. That's pretty much, at least in my perspective, the entire point of Warframe. Has things along the lines like quests, cool things like that, awful PvP that everybody hates, that shouldn't exist, you know, shenanigans here and there, bosses, open worlds. It has a lot to it, but the core of Warframe is that it is a chill farming simulator where you can just build and get ridiculously strong if you so choose. So it's a horde mode shooter that you can do that. But with that, Warframe is having some sort of like weird ass identity crisis or something where I don't think the devs quite know what they want Warframe to be. They keep trying these incredibly different new things in the game and ignoring a lot of the past. They apparently refuse to fix a ton of old bugs. They refuse to ever look at old anything for criticism, except like once every couple of years in one big update. It's a little odd, but it for the most part gets things fixed, but there's still a metric ton of bugs and quality of life changes that Warframe could totally use. But that's not endgame. The endgame of Warframe is farming. So what would we have a Warframe endgame look like instead? Let me know what you guys think endgame in Warframe should look like, and I'm just gonna go over a lot of the options that we have, because I know we probably all have these similar ideas and or thoughts for endgame in Warframe, but hey, I thought why not go over some, because I'm kind of curious what you guys are thinking as well. Number one, first and foremost, probably on everyone's minds, raids in Warframe. The idea would be this, probably a group of 10, it could be a group of 4, it could be whatever. I don't think the group size itself matters. If you're gonna call it a raid though, it should be a group of at least 8 or 10, if not, call it like a dungeon mode. But raids, they should be a large group of Tenno that go out and do a raid. I think most likely in a game like Warframe, that would pretty much be objective 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe there's a boss at 2, boss at 4. One could be like a mobile defense where you kill a bunch of enemies, and it would have to be more creative than that naturally, but I'm a monkey who can barely think of, let's say, anything, right? So it would have to be a multi-stage, could have puzzles, but it would definitely have to be a multi-stage, multi-room type game mode. Because I don't know that much what old raids looked like. I ran through them once and it was just such a shit show that I was like, I'm not interested in running these for a bit. It would have to have certain type of jump quests, like puzzle quests. It could have a ton of different puzzles, bosses, type of different enhanced enemies in certain modes. It would have to have a lot of variety though, and I'm not a game dev myself, and I'm kind of a fool, so I could never actually develop raids. If someone has their own hypothesis on how raids should go, or even just in a better adaptation of what raids used to look like, let me know. So honestly, this game needs some sort of raids mode, and it's kind of done that through like isolation vaults and things like that, but I feel like it's not good enough, and I feel like at this point it's probably never gonna happen, but hey, we can keep asking for it. It could have something along the lines of a boss mode, right? Where you just fight 1 to 5 bosses in increasing difficulty of higher levels, and then at the end you get a reward. Like that's just general type. I'm now, honestly, at this point, I'm thinking of like mobile game type ideas to throw into Warframe 2. Like, hey, a boss rush mode, whatever, try different things out. Because for the most part, Warframe at this point is just defend objective, kill thing, defend objective. And that's fine. It's not bad, but hey, it's just try different things. Mechanics of bosses can be forever changing, so do what you need. You could obviously naturally do a lot of existing bosses just with ramped up mechanics and like nightmare mode bosses, so yeah, there's a lot of different things you could do with Warframe. Like, hey, why don't we adapt heroic modes in Warframe, right? Bosses that have enhanced difficulty, enhanced mechanics, things like that. You could do a lot of things around that. Again, I'm not great at thinking of off the top of my head mechanics. Rope Lawless would be a really cool boss fight if they fixed a lot of the bugs and, you know, worked out the kinks, but they have no interest in that, so hey, that's an idea. It could happen, whatever. Another one is Endless Tower mode. Obviously, Warframe already has survival, but survival and a lot of endless modes in this game are rate way too slow, right? So Endless Tower mode would do floor 1 to etc. Naturally, it would have to be an insanely high amount of floors, or a never-ending algorithm of floors. Both are acceptable. Think of it like ESO. But each of the floors has their big mechanic to it. It has their special variation and maybe a boss at the end, right? And the bosses could be just general Warframe bosses with X or Y sort of enhancements, disadvantages, things like that. We are already bringing a lot of things like that into the game through Kuva Liches. We're bringing a ton of variants into that, so hey, why don't we expand that into an Endless Tower game mode where you do mission, you fight boss, you go on to the next level. This could be a very long game mode where you progress and then keep your progress, or a game mode in which you just keep going until you die and then your, you know, mission ends, doesn't fail, and then you get your rewards, all that. But yeah, these are just general ideas I can think of, and I'm mainly adapting a lot of this off more mobile type of games because as much as you kind of hate to say it, Warframe does have a lot of mobile game mechanics, especially through all of their time gating. So at this point, the devs of Warframe seemingly also want Warframe to be a mobile game. So hey, these are fun mobile game type like game modes, so think of it. Last but not least, we could also add PvP that doesn't suck into Warframe. Most games have competitive PvP or PvP of some nature. It's how you keep the game alive, how you keep a scene going around it, but Warframe has no PvP other than the hype as fuck Lunaro, okay? The only PvP in Warframe, Lunaro Esports, as everyone knows. Other than that, like, the actual PvP in Warframe's awful, like, queue times are terrible, it's a mess, it's a joke, everyone hates it, nobody likes to play it, and Jesus Christ, people think of it as achievements, getting the max rank in Conclave, and they equate it to being tortured. So I mean, yeah, no, that's definitely a good fun game mode, right? Digital Extremes, you should probably definitely do something about that. When, like, holy hell, are they out of touch with the game these days? Like, I feel like sometimes, especially since I've been playing some Railjack lately, I feel like the devs just aren't in tune with what some of the players want and what's actually fun in Warframe. The second I saw the refinery mechanic in Warframe and I got trolled multiple times, it got me remembering why I didn't like playing Warframe Railjack in the beginning. Digital Extremes adds really stupid and weird mechanics to the game that just ruin certain parts of it. And I just don't know why, but I'm hoping that they could fix a lot of things or just add a ton of these possible end game modes, because hey, who knows? Most likely, though, we're going to see some more Railjack. We're definitely going to see some more Railjack. And that's fine, because Railjack, if they fix the kinks after a year and a half, 2 years, it could be a pretty cool game mode. For now, it's like 5 out of 10 still, 6 out of 10 maybe, actually, but it's still okay. That's about it, though. I can't play it in groups because people don't know how to play it, so I have to play in solo. It's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. I don't want to fail missions so much, so yeah. Those are my ideas for Endgame and Warframe. Let me know if you have any, and if you have any sick hypotheses and theses on what Endgame and Warframe should look like, because at this point, I've mainly accepted that it's not going to be an MMO type situation. It's mainly just going to be an endless build 'em, farm 'em game, beat 'em up, etc. So yeah, let me know what you think, and thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, I would appreciate it if you were to sub, like, dislike if you hate it, you can share it around, all that jazz. Check out my Discord, follow my Twitter, and follow my Twitch as my backup streaming platform, but I stream on YouTube mainly, so yeah, it's up to you. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Peace.